Hi, I'm Tom Bowling, and I'm here today at Pioneer Imports and Wholesale to share with you part of the spring collection that are available. This is perfect pastel, and what a great time to bring that into your event work or your flower shop. And we're going to start by taking some of the permanent foliage that we have here, some of the lace ivy. And you'll notice that I don't have my container filled with moss or heavy material, and that I've made the dry foam right down to the surface. So it allows me to still do my insert of my ivy or whatever material I'm having to use, but it doesn't give me a heavy base to work with and then force me to use more material to cover it up. So I'm just going to do what we call perimeter design. Perimeter design means that we're just going around the outside edge. And so I'm trimming some of the ivy down just a little bit to give me some variation in sizing, so it's not cut, picture perfect like you would think of it was more like what a real ivy plant would look like. All right, so I've got my base taken care of here. Now I'm going to add some of this beautiful lavender, and it comes in several pieces here. So that's one, and then I'm going to add another, and I think that's probably actually going to be enough, but we'll see. Now, nothing grows in a straight line, so we want to make sure that when we're working with any permanent material that we give it some life and light, and just make sure that it looks a little more realistic versus coming out of the package. So I'm going to do that little insertion, again giving them just a little twist here and there. And then this is one of my favorite things to do, is use a bush material, because it gives me a nice assortment of product to choose from. And I'm not saying that I have to use every bit of it on this particular styling. However, it does mean though that I would keep it very handy and make multiple arrangements in this color combination, so it doesn't just get left onto the shelf or put back in a box. So as you can see, I've used about probably half of this. And my most important flower is the larger, brighter flower. So what I'm going to do is take my stem and bend it to make a hairpin, do the insertion into the foam, and then let that hairpin spring open so it locks it in place. So hairpin, hold, insert, let loose, and it's in there. I don't have to worry about it wiggling around. All right, so let's add another couple pieces here. I'm going to go a little bit shorter. And I tend to do the hairpin more on heavier pieces, heavier stems especially. So we're going to add those in. Leaving that foliage on and working that foliage right down to the surface of the foam. That way it covers up the foam and it actually kind of takes the place of the moss. So you'll notice a very similar texture material, how they repeat the same shape and form. Add those in as well. And as you're watching me work this styling, you'll notice that I'm doing things in groups. It's a technique, a design technique referred to as grouping, placing like materials in a growing area. So that way they become a little bit more impactful as you see them, so it doesn't, your eye doesn't like scatter all around. So we'll add those, and then these fantastic helleborus are going to be the perfect complement to finish off our styling here today. So I'm going to take 3 stems of those, and I like the fact that there are multiple stems on there, and they're just kind of loose and airy, and they dance. They visually dance your eye. I'll let that come all the way up into the top here. And you notice the layering that we have going on here? So everything's not on the same surface plane, that we have multiple in, out, which creates a lot of depth into our composition. All right, so let's see what we have on all sides as I rotate. Ooh, I see I have a great big hole right there in the front. I'm going to take those hellebores and bring that over into the front as well, because it's a flower that's non-competitive with the other materials that we've chosen so far. Again, it just kind of complements that. And it lets your eye come from one side to the other. All right, with the addition of the hellebores, again, rotating, turning that around so you can get the visual image. Beautiful centerpiece, and it is ready for the perfect pastel for spring.